I thought I want to come in and tell you a bit of a story, bit of a clickbait title, but it is what it is. So, a few years ago, right, I was doing some work with a tourism board, right? So I did some work with Sri Lanka Tourism, right? And the person who was coming with me to this tourism board gig, it was kind of like kind of like me doing making content for them, right? And basically, I met this influencer chick who had a million followers on Instagram. And when I first time I saw her, like her Instagram account, I kind of thought like she was like a bit of a slut. I thought she was like a dumb bitch. Like I thought she was like a bit like a hoe. But it turns out when I met this influencer chick, right, she was actually pretty smart. Like she was telling me like she's like she went to uni, she has a marketing degree, she runs her own business. So what she basically does, this influencer chick, is she pretty much does like brand deals for all these like, you know, bikinis and clothing. Like she's in like the luxury industry, right? But the vibe I kind of got with this influencer chick, like she actually does call herself an influencer. Actually, it's actually funny because I don't. She actually calls herself an influencer. She actually does, but at the same time, I thought she was like those dumb influencer chicks. Like I thought like because the way she posts on Instagram, she does like she kind of like stands in front of the camera. She kind of poses and you know, and she wears these weird dresses and all that kind of stuff, right? And when I was chatting with her, she knew a lot of stuff. Like she understand her marketing, her business, her she even knew a bit about photography actually and videography. Like apparently when I was chatting with her, back in her day, she used to be a journalist. She used to be a photographer. She used to be a journalist and at that time when she was a journalist, she was kind of naive and she like had people fucked her over by she was like she had like other journalists who tried to steal her SD card and try to like she was like a journalist for like, you know, these magazines on newspapers and all that stuff, right? I don't want to get into the details because it's kind of relevant about the story. But at the same time, she was actually pretty smart in terms of like she knew her business. She knew her marketing. Because I remember one time when we were like doing some work in terms of like making content for the tourism board, right? She was actually like telling me that like, oh yeah, the more people react to your Instagram stories or reply to your Instagram story, the more engagement it gets, the more views it gets. Because she has like 1 million followers. Like she's been on Instagram like back in like 2012. Like that's how long she's been posting on there. So she knew how the app platform kind of works. And at the same time, she was really smart that she has met with a lot of like successful business people. Like she actually met Elon Musk. Like she told me a story how she met Elon Musk at a boat party in Europe. Apparently when she was at some like boat party and then she met like all these like rich like entrepreneurs and she also managed to meet Elon Musk. She also met some other big like business people like James Packer, the guy who owns all the casinos in Macau or the Crown Casino in Sydney. So what I'm telling you is that the whole point of this video I want to say is that one, you shouldn't judge people because sometimes like when you see these dumb influencers chicks on Instagram, right? You think that, oh, she's a dumb bitch, bro. She only got there because because she's hot or because she's very like, you know, she's pretty and that's how she got there. But most of these dumb influencer chicks, right? These dumb influencer chicks you see on Instagram, they might act like a dumb bitch on Instagram, but in reality, they're very smart. They actually know how to market themselves because there's a lot of hot chicks out there in the real world, right? Like I met so many hot chicks, right? But the problem is not many hot chicks want to market themselves. They don't want to put themselves out there enough, right? But sometimes some of these chicks, right, who put themselves out there, right there, they actually are good at marketing themselves. Because let's be honest, right? I know a lot of hot chicks who actually post on social media don't actually get anywhere because they don't know how to market themselves, right? But sometimes like the most successful like like influencer chicks who make it are probably like the average looking ones. Like they're not even that hot. They're pretty average. And the reason why they get there, because they have perseverance. They actually push through it. And what I'm saying is that sometimes you should not judge people by the cover, because some people are very intentional. Like they may look like, a dumb bitch or like a dumb slut, like when you see them. But once I start meeting them, they're very serious. They're very like locked in. Like they're very serious about their career. They know how to market themselves. They know how to like network. They know how to reach out. Like even like when she was talking to me, even she was telling me about like, oh, if you want to make money as like a photographer, try to get into the real estate industry or get into the hotel industry. Which that's what she told me. I remember her saying that like, because a lot of real estate, they actually make a lot of money. Yeah, especially because they're always looking for people for photography, or even like for the hotel industry, you can also like reach out to hotels who need photos. Especially like at that time, I was doing a lot of drone content for Sri Lanka tourism, and she was telling me on the lines of like, oh, like a lot of these hotels need drone photos, and since you do a lot of drone photography, you can actually reach out for them for clients, which is kind of interesting how it gave me a different perspective how I see things. Because what I learned is that, sometimes, one, you should not judge people by the looks, because a lot of people on social media do put a bit of a persona on, right? Most of them do. But at the same time, they're very smart with their business. They know what the fuck they're doing. They just act like a dumb bitch. Like, for example, if you look at, let's say, Logan Paul, KSI, those guys, right? They might act like idiots on camera, but they're very business smart. They know what the fuck they're doing. They just act like a fucking idiot. They just act like the idiots to appeal to like dumb people. Like most of their audiences are probably like dumb cunts. Like most of like Logan Paul and Jake Paul, KSI, they're all like probably like retarded cunts, right? Who watch their content, but they know how to get people's attention. That's what they're good at. And what I learned from this influencer chick who had 1 million followers on Instagram, right? She was good at getting people's attention. She was very intentional. Even like when she was telling me about like posting content on social media, she was telling me that you should put more your personality more, because it's good that you're putting your personality. Because if I just post photos on Instagram, right, people would not know who I am. And she said it's good that you're putting yourself out there more, which is a good thing. And she was really switched on. Like she knew her stuff, because she was like a Brazilian chick, right, who used to live in Brazil, but then she used to live in Sweden, right? Like Sweden. And she was like, I think she went to uni in Sweden. And then she used to live in like the UK to do like some like marketing or some like, she was in like the fashion industry. And then now she lives in like Australia, like Sydney. And she's very smart. Like she's very switched on. And that's what I've got to really say is that a lot of these influencers you meet on social media, they're actually smarter than you. So that's what I got to say. Something a bit different. I might kind of rant off here a bit because I'm still trying to learn how to get better at my storytelling, how to add a bit more structure, because I'm kind of ranting off. But I hope you got the idea. But what I was telling you is, don't judge a book by its cover, man. I don't know, be inquisitive, because sometimes it's not good to judge people, because a lot of times we do judge people, and that's how humans are. We do judge, but what I learned is you shouldn't judge people based on what they do, because sometimes you don't know them personally. So that's what I got to say, and yeah. All right. Hope you have a good one. Peace.